lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Hope you've all had a wonderful day. Today's video is a palette swap. I've never done one of these before, but when the lovely Willow Biggs asked me and Lightning Lass, Michelle, if we would like to take part in a palette swap with her, I was so excited. And basically the idea was that we go through our eyeshadow palette collections and then we pick out a couple that we weren't reaching for, we weren't using anymore, to send to each other. So that we could sort of try out each other's palettes and see if they worked for us and things like that. So the first palette I've got is the Crown Jewels by Barry M palette. I received this off Michelle, which is the lovely Lightning Lass, and it looks like this. I'm so excited to try out this colour here. I just love the sparkly black. She's finished this one, which I think is really quite sweet because you can tell that she absolutely loved this shade. So yeah, I'm really excited about this one. And then from the lovely Willow Biggs, I received two palettes because I sent two to both Michelle and to Willow just because I wasn't using them. So we didn't have to send two, but Willow did. So the first one I've got is Fall in Love by Barry M, so another Barry M palette. And it looks like this. This is such like an autumnal palette. That's probably what I call this one, which is great for this time of year. And then she sent me the We Care Your Favours Focalier. Oh, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. 18 shades palette. So this is what this one looks like. There's some lovely shimmers in there and some gorgeous mattes. Again, there's some lovely autumnal colours. Which is really, really nice. I am going to try and attempt to do one eye with one palette and the other eye with the other palette. Now because I've got three, I might use some shades from this one, but mainly I'm going to use these two so you can see the difference between the two Barry M palettes, just because I thought that sounded really cool. So yeah, I'm probably going to use these as some sort of base ones and these for some sort of exciting colours. So yeah, let's get into the video. So as you can see, I've got my base makeup done. I am going to go in with Bisque, which is this one here, just as a transition shade. So I'm going to pop that on both lids. It's quite a light transition shade, but it does work quite well. I quite like it. So I'm just popping that all across the top here. It seems to be going on quite well. It's not like overly noticeable. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I think that's quite nice. So yeah, I really like that one. And some of these glitters up here are absolutely gorgeous. I mean, that garnet one is incredible. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to use this palette. I'm going to use the matte shades to help me with the Crown Jewels palette, which is all shimmers. And then for the Fall in Love palette, which is all mattes, I'm going to use the shimmers from this palette. So we're going to start with this eye and Crown Jewels, and I will let you know at the end how I get on. I used the Crown Jewels palette, as you saw, on this side of my face, and I used the Fall in Love palette on this side. Now, I'm just going to do like a quick review of these palettes. Now, the Crown Jewels one is all shimmers, which I think is really, really lovely. It's nice to have a palette with all shimmers in it. I found there was a little bit of fallout on this one, as I was obviously popping it onto the centre of my eye, but like not that much. It was sort of containable, there isn't any on my face, so I did really enjoy using this palette actually, and I can't wait to sort of use some of the other colours. The blue and the black really stand out for me. And then for the Fall in Love Barrier palette, which is all matte shades, I found that they were really quite buildable, so you could sort of like, you know, there's quite a lot of pigment on my finger, but they were really buildable, so you could sort of do quite a few layers and it didn't look like you'd sort of caked a load on. I really liked this red shade. I thought it was like a berry red, which is really, really pretty, and this is definitely like a go-to palette for autumn, so I really enjoyed this one. And then the Focallure palette I really liked. The matte shades were really nice. Again, they were quite buildable, so you could create quite a lot of shade on there. The only thing I didn't like about this palette is the amount of fallout. So as you saw from the video, I used Ruby, Rose Gold and Garnet, but there was quite a lot of fallout on my face. It's still a bit pink, where I've obviously tried to wipe it off. Because these are quite sort of creamy shades. I mean, look at that. I mean, if I pop that on with my finger, the pigment shows up so much better than it does with a brush. It's just a really, really pretty palette. I'm looking forward to creating more looks with this, but I didn't realise that these shimmers would be as creamy as they were. I've not had a palette with such creamy shimmers before, so it's probably something I'm going to have to get used to, but I really like the looks I've created. This orange one is very autumnal. I think if I was to do it again, I'd probably add a bit more shimmer to it, just to sort of make it stand out a little bit more. But this one I am absolutely in love with. I love the shimmer and the like sort of flecks that you can see on the eye. So yeah, the Garnet shade in here for me is incredible. So yeah, I really enjoyed doing this palette swap, and it's definitely something I would consider doing again in the future. I can't wait to create more looks on these, so thank you for doing this with me, Willow and Michelle from Willow Biggs and Lightning Lass. I will leave links to their channels in the description down below, so you should head over there and check them out if you haven't already. Let me know what eye is your favourite. I don't claim to be a makeup artist, so this is sort of as good as my skill set goes. I am practicing and I am learning every time I do like a makeup look, so I hope you like these as much as I do. Yeah, thank you for watching, and if you want to get involved on my 500 subscriber giveaway video, then you should definitely do that now. I will leave a link to that in the description as well. Take care, and I will see you guys very, very soon.